So, I'm here watching YouTube. And not to say that I haven't done things like this, but, oh, and oh yeah. And, oh yeah. And, oh yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. Getting tired of hearing it. Put a friggin' script together if you're gonna do a show. Otherwise, it's just a vlog.
Besides being a bit on the pricey side, I remembered why I don't keep dried apples in the house and dried apricots or any other dried fruit. They're just as addicting as chocolate. So this morning, we're sitting inside and doing our morning things, and we hear a plane buzzing overhead. And I don't mean like way up in the air, I mean like right over our heads, like air show kind of buzzing close to your head type of flying. And sure enough, we go outside and there's this yellow plane going up and down and back and forth and up and down and back and forth, and we're like, what is that moron doing? So we call the police department and find out that they're spraying for gypsy moths. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe somebody should have said something to the homeowners before they start putting pesticides all over us. Turns out the way they spray for gypsy moths is by using a powdered pheromone that takes and fools the male gypsy moths into breeding too soon or not breeding at all or something along those lines. And I'm still thinking, I really don't want to be covered with gypsy moth ooh. So I'm trying to figure out, is it as I get older I become less creative or just have less creative ideas, or I just become so jaded to some things that I just automatically turn it off as a plausible idea for anything? Is that why I seem to have trouble coming up with creative ideas? Or is it you get older and the brain slows down? You don't think about stuff as much. Maybe because I didn't use it as much when I was younger. It's like a muscle. You don't use it and you lose it. I used to be a creative person and I didn't have any way to exercise it or let it out. Or it just seemed repetitive the way I was exercising it, and I stopped doing it. You know, a lot like exercising in general. So now my creativity's become fat and flabby too. Huh. Wonder if there's a correlation. Okay, how's this for an idea? I don't answer questions from subscribers on my own vlog because I don't have that many subscribers or people who watch it. So I go to other people's vlogs and I answer their questions on my vlog and then put my vlog up as a response to their video. Would it cause a flame war or would it get me more subscribers? This construction worker I used to know, he was a bit of a cokehead. He was kind of way out in left field to begin with. He used to tell me I reminded him of John Candy. And I'm like, John Candy? Of course, that was before John Candy died. Now that John Candy's dead, I try to think, I'm like, well, you reminded him of John Candy. I said, truthfully, I think of myself more as a John Goodman. But then I realized they're both fat guys. I don't want to be either of them. Now, multiverse theory takes and says that, you know, every time there's a decision made, another universe is created, and there's an alternate version of everyone and everything somewhere else. So, so eventually that means there's millions upon billions of you somewhere around the world, somewhere one time. What if we could gather them all up into one place and put them on one planet? So there should be enough of you, or me in this case, to populate an entire planet, right? So then I said, thinking, well, if that's the case, what if they're already all on one planet? What if everybody I see every day is just another version of me? Just from an alternate timeline or alternate history. The reason we don't look the same, act the same, or even the same gender is because we're all just a little different. Which really makes diversity seem kind of all the same to me suddenly. While I'm appreciative that my wife has a job in this economy, it bothers me when she doesn't come home on time for us to eat dinner. Because I try to plan things so she can have a hot meal, and it upsets me when it suddenly doesn't work out that way. I probably shouldn't be, but it does.